This is a free sample of the book.
Your Parents Were Wrong, Debunking and Replacing Outdated Advice
By Cairo Copeland. Available on Amazon, Audible, and reinventideal.com.
Chapter 5. College is not a place to find yourself. Parents say, in America, you can be anything you want and college will help you do it. Reality says, the only purpose of college is to get in-demand skills, and they're probably really difficult. The American dream, a tantalizing promise of upward mobility and boundless opportunity, whispered in the wide-eyed dreamers from coast to coast. For generations, we've been led to believe that the key to unlocking this elusive dream lies in the hallowed halls of academia, that a college education is the golden ticket to success and prosperity. But behind the facade of this seductive narrative, what do we find? A harsh reality far removed from the lofty ideals of the American dream. Let us begin with a simple truth. College is not required to get a good job. And I am defining good job as a job that has good pay. That should be the only measurement of whether a job is good or not. The fact that your time on this earth is limited and you will regret pissing it away doing something you didn't want to do for pennies on the dollar. Or even doing something that you did want to do for pennies on the dollar. Stop for just a second here. Why do you work? It's not to pay bills. That's only coincidental. It's certainly not for fun. And despite what spoiled suburban white girls say, it's not to do something you're passionate about. You work so that one day you won't have to. You work to free yourself of need, or at least the unaffordability to meet those needs that you will have. You work so you can feed, clothe, and house yourself for the rest of your life, not just tomorrow. That's why some of us work extra, to set aside additional earnings into savings, so those savings build up and are able to cover all your future needs. When the rest of your life is already paid for with money in the bank, we call that financial freedom, the early retirement that I enjoy. Obviously, this standard of living is very expensive. Having all the money you'll ever need to meet all your living expenses, present and future, is quite a bit. So it stands to reason that whatever work you end up doing, you make the most amount of money doing it in the shortest amount of time possible. That's the only purpose of work, to make a lot of money very quickly. Anyone telling you any different is a fucking idiot that you must shield your ears from forever. They do not have your best interest at heart. Thus, if the purpose of school is to help you acquire the skills and qualifications to get you that lucrative work that will pay you the most money in the least amount of time, college is not a place to fuck around trying to find yourself. Nor is it about chasing your dreams. Indeed, the notion of following your passion or seeking the elusive college experience is a mirage, a fleeting illusion that dissipates upon closer inspection. The true purpose is far more pragmatic, to acquire in-demand, highly compensable skills that will help you earn the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Consider, if you will, the landscape of the modern job market. Gone are the days when a college degree was a guarantee of success and stability. In today's hyper-competitive economy, employers are less concerned with traditional education and more focused on practical skills and experience. And yet, despite this seismic shift, we continue to perpetuate the myth that a college degree is the key to unlocking the doors of opportunity. But why, you may ask, are we so fixated on college as the be-all and end-all of success? The answer is in the insidious machinations of the education industrial complex. For decades, we've been fed a steady diet of propaganda extolling the virtues of higher education, the promise of a brighter future, just beyond the reach of our diploma. But the truth is far more sobering. In reality, the value of a college degree has been grossly inflated, a relic of a bygone era when a high school diploma, alone made one worthless in the eyes of employers. Today, however, the tide has turned and employers are increasingly turning to alternative pathways to success, eschewing the traditional role of higher education in favor of practical skills and experience. Great examples of well-paying jobs that don't require college degrees: truck driver, power lineman, plumber, electrician, HVAC technician, cybersecurity specialist, programmer, data scientist, tax preparing enrolled agent, and QuickBooks certified bookkeeper. But what about your passion? Asks the suburban white girl that so desperately wants to avoid mathematics, hard work, and study. You chase your passion in your free time when you're not working. You'll have more free time in early retirement to learn about trivial bullshit like history and gender studies for free at the library rather than paying through the nose for a degree in that shit, let alone pissing away your youth. The same goes for writing, drawing, sculpting, music, acting, stupid me, film, and all the liberal arts. Learn how to do those things during your spare time, because you can take it from me, a degree in acting won't help you get a job in acting. Not one bit. Therefore, the only reason to even go to college is to acquire expensive skills. And I mean expensive in the sense that other people will pay big money to those that have said skills. This means you must enroll to pursue a degree in STEAM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Accounting, and Medicine. I do not say science, technology, engineering, and math because there is a lot of math degrees out there that don't have good paying jobs at the end of them. So either you enroll in a degree that is in STEAM or you do not enroll at all. What about being a lawyer? Well, that used to be a good paying degree back in the 1990s, but it no longer is today because too many people had that idea, flooding the market with law degrees and bar passers depressing wages flat. And that brings up a crucial element to your choice in major. When you look at the STEAM fields of today, what do they all have in common? They're extremely difficult, and a very small few people, want to do them. That's why they pay well. Too few people are willing to do it. Your average person, let alone college student, is a lazy sack of shit that just wants to drink, party, go to orgies, and streak all over campus. They'll come up with horse shit excuses to not work or do anything worthwhile, like, "Oh, I'm just not a math person." They believe that some people are born with the endowment of mathematician-level talent, like they shared their mother's womb with an abacus. But the fact of the matter is that no one is a math person. Math is just hard, and that's why you have to study it. A STEAM graduate, like an engineer or a heart surgeon, doesn't worry about inflation. They just raise their price at which they perform their labor. You think a surgeon gets jerked around by an HR ditz with the usual pre-hire time-wasting questions? He likely can refuse to even interview with HR. You need a surgeon or not? Because other hospitals need my labor too and won't waste my time. Oh, you want to pay me in jelly beans? Fuck you. Your patients can just die. When you have the in-demand skills of a heart surgeon, you can talk to potential employers like that, and there's not a goddamn thing they can do about it. This speaks to a larger myth that parents push upon their children, and one that was especially damaging to me. This is America, and you can be anything you want. I fell for this lie, hook, line, and sinker, thinking I could be an actor if I went to school for it and got good grades. To school I went, and with enthusiasm I aced all the acting classes and graduated with the bachelor's in fine arts, thinking it would get me jobs in Hollywood or on Broadway. But after being told no at a total of 131 auditions after graduation, I learned the hard way that it was all a bunch of bullshit. Once I was down to $11 in my checking account, I realized it was time to grow up and do what I had to do to live. Sleeping in a storage unit was no longer a sacrifice I was willing to make to pursue my dream. And that's the point of the next tough pill for you to swallow. It doesn't matter what you want to do. All that matters is what other people need or want you to do. The world didn't need another actor, but it did need another laundromat. And that's why that business pursuit of mine was successful. Further, as a male, no one cares about you. They only care about what you can do for them. The world only cares about what it can get from you. If you are not a young, hot babe, you don't exist unless you have in-demand skills that you can perform for the good of others. Thankfully, you can still charge a lot of money for them. If you are pursuing a field of study currently just because it is your dream, you need to give it up right now. Your dream is probably stupid, like mine was. Very few dream about being a doctor or an accountant. And don't whine and bitch to me about how I'm killing your dream. There are no dreams to kill, only nightmares to avoid, as the next chapter is all about.
Thank you for listening to this free sample of the book
Your Parents Were Wrong, Debunking and Replacing Outdated Advice
by Cairo Copeland. Available on Amazon, Audible, and reinventideal.com.